Viewer contributions make local programming possible on WNIN. Become a member of WNIN with your contribution so we can continue to make this programming available. Visit WNIN.org and click on the donate button.
As more immigrants come to the tri-state from many different countries, there are new ways that local organizations are setting them up for successful integration into our community. That's coming up next on WNIN Newsmakers. Welcome to WNIN Newsmakers. I'm April Nading. The new Immigrant Welcome and Resource Center is a recently formed organization here in Evansville. Abraham Brown, a board member for the new center, joins us now to talk about resources for immigrants in our community. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much, April, for having me.
So tell me a little bit about what the Immigrant Welcome and Resource Center is and why was it created?
The center is a place where we can bring together resources for the growing immigrant community. In the past, we really struggled in bringing together different resources that had to do with education, health services, to aim the different communities. Knowing that most of the migrant communities have the same needs or very similar needs, we thought about bringing together those resources to tackle those needs and be able to be more effective in touching most of the migrants in our community at one place.
Because I guess before the resource center was formed, they probably had to go to try to find everything in all these different locations, is my guess.
True. That's true. We would have the Latino health fair in one part of the town or at a certain time, then the Marshallese initiatives on another side, the different communities had their own activities, and why not coming together to share all these great resources? So
you mentioned that the community is growing as far as immigrants, and how has it grown?
It's growing very rapidly. Just in the last 5 years, our migrant community has doubled in numbers, so that can tell you about the rapid growth that we've experienced just in the last 5 years. With the Latino community in the area, we have more than 13,000 Latinos, so that's a big number. Just when we realized the numbers of migrants in the state, we have seen that's not just happening here in southern Indiana, but it's happening in all the states. Now having close to 6.3% of the Indiana population being migrants.
Well, what do you attribute that to, that it has grown so much? Or because like you said, it was just over the last 5 years, right?
Yes. Actually, back in 2022, we completed a needs assessment, and we asked this particular question: why are you coming to the area? What brings
you here?
Yeah, what brings you to Evansville, Indiana, or to the tri-state? And there were three very common answers. The first one, which was the most important one, was job opportunities. There were a lot of very great job opportunities that they wanted to take advantage. The second one, cost of living. And the third one, which is not surprising because this is the nature of Evansville, it's a very welcoming community. They decided to come here because they consider this area to be very welcoming. So those are the three main reasons that migrants have decided to move to this area.
So what kind of jobs are they getting in this area?
A lot of the migrant newcomers and the new Americans are mostly coming to work at factories. Of course, hospitality is one of the big employers. Construction. I think those mostly are the three main type of jobs that migrants are getting.
I guess it's good to hear that they find this area to be very welcoming, because sometimes you wonder, how are people receiving them? Yes,
and we have experienced a very positive attitude from almost everybody here in the tri-state, being super positive about these new Americans are coming to enrich our culture. So we're very happy about that.
Well, that's good. So going back to the Resource Center, who are you targeting in particular to serve with the Resource Center?
That's a great question. A lot of the new immigrants, a lot of the new Americans, whenever they come to the country, they come trying to adapt, and they want to do this rapidly on learning a new language, which is very important in order to take advantage of the opportunities that are presented to them, but also to make sure they adapt and they're easily active part of the society. So learning a new language is very important, connecting them with education opportunities for themselves, for their children, and health services, legal services, and all other important factors that help you integrate into the community are important services that we want to provide, and these new Americans are looking to have at this Welcome and Resource Center.
So are you providing these services at no charge, or how do you work with them?
The center is really a bridge to different organizations that are already providing these services. So we invite education institutions to come and offer those services. We want to make sure that we bridge that gap. There are great institutions providing services, but sometimes they don't have the ability to speak to the new migrants in their language. So we want to make sure that we connect them through interpreters. We translate flyers. Now we have a space to congregate migrants and be able to host job fairs, health fairs, educational fairs, with different organizations and institutions that are already providing those services, but they need that bridge to actually serve the community.
So how would you describe when they are arriving here? What does that look like? Are they coming in, they're looking for jobs, they're looking for housing, they're looking, what does that person look like when they come in, their situation?
They're different. Of course, they are different situations. There are migrants are coming here because they already have family members that have been successful and they have adapted into the community. And these family members help them navigate the living here in the area. There are new Americans that come and they don't have family members, or they don't even speak the language, and they try to find connections to help them connect with all these services. A lot of the new migrants, especially 5 years ago, we started seeing a new influx of first generation new Americans that were coming from different countries, and they needed a lot of help in understanding the language, being able to start speaking the language, understanding the cultural aspects of living here in the United States, and understanding there's so many differences. And let's say people from Mexico. In Mexico, as long as you have a job, health services are free. You don't have to worry about having health insurance because the government provides all the health services for free. You just need to have a job. Whenever they come here, they get a job, but then they understand that they need to pay a health insurance and they need to do different things in order to get the services. So providing them with all that education and the differences in culture, it helps us integrate them better into the community.
I had no idea that's how it was. I mean, I can almost see where that would be quite a shock to come over here and find that out. So what are some of the main countries that the local immigrant community represents?
Well, we have 3 great communities are bringing the most new Americans to our area, the Haitian community, the Latino community, and the Marshallese community. But within the Latino community, we have 20 different Latin American countries represented in our Latino diversity. The majority, right now, 72% of the Latinos in the tri-state are from Mexican origin. And then we have a big other percentages. The second largest community comes from El Salvador. Now the third largest is from Venezuelans. And we have experienced in the last 2 or 3 years, a big migration from Venezuelans in our area, which I would like to mention. When we opened this opportunity for the new Americans, we wanted to make sure that it was not just about covering their needs, but also celebrating the great opportunities that they bring to our community, because not all the new Americans that come here come with needs. They come highly educated. There are a big number of new Americans, people from different other countries that come here with degrees that can help enrich the services that we have here. We have a lot of nurses, attorneys, doctors, engineers, that they already come with so much great knowledge that we can use here in the area. So probably there's a misconception that all the migrants come here with needs, but there's a big percentage of them that come with so many wonderful things to share to our community.
I think that's good to point out, because you're right. I think there is that misconception. We think they're just coming in and they need us, and we actually need them for a lot of good things as well. So what about, touch a little bit more about the Marshallese population. I know we were talking about that before the program started, that I wasn't even aware of the Marshallese population.
The Marshallese, a very wonderful community. A lot of people are thinking, so where's the Marshallese country, or where are they coming from?
Right.
Well, the Marshallese community come from the Marshall Islands in the Pacific. It's a set of Pacific islands that they were a very misfortune to be affected by all the atomic exercises and testing nuclear missiles and bombs in the Pacific. And because of that reality that they were living and trying to stay safe, stay healthy, the United States providing them with some aid to come to the United States, because there was so much radiation in the Marshall Islands. So they wanted to rescue all those people that were affected by all those bombs being tested in that area. So a lot of these community, they were invited to come to the United States, to migrate to the United States and be welcomed here. But it's a community that, while they already learn English, they have some good level of English, still they have a very strong culture that's very different from the American culture. So coming here and trying to adapt still represents a challenge for them. But they've been reacting really well to that challenge, because they have adapted well. The hardworking community, very family oriented. It's a blessing to have the Marshallese community here in our area. Okay,
so you also are involved with another organization, the Latino American Center, or Americano?
Yes. Yeah.
So will this organization work with the new center, or how will that?
Yes. We, it's not that we all became one organization. We are independent organizations trying to come together to serve better our communities. So the Latino Center, the Latino and Americano Center, has joint efforts with the Immigrant Welcome and Resource Center, because we have similar needs to cover. And well, we focused mostly in our Spanish-speaking communities. So the Latino community here in the area, It's a very vibrant community, again, represented with 20 different Latin American countries. And also something important to mention specifically about Latinos in our area is that it's not only Latinos coming from different Latin American countries, but we have something called domestic migration. It's Latinos coming from California, Latinos coming from Texas, from Arizona, from Florida. Sometimes these Latinos are second or third generation Latinos that are coming to the area, migrating from other states, coming into our states. Latinos already have degrees in engineering, degrees in education, that are coming to operate big companies. So we have a great migration of Latinos from all the different types of aspects. First generation Latinos up to third or fourth generation Latinos coming from other states.
Well, I can certainly understand if they came from California. The cost of living here is very different from some other states.
That's correct.
So you have some ongoing cultural events that are provided by the center. But why do you think it's important to share the variety of cultures that are represented in the Latino community?
You know, it's so important for both communities. If we really want to integrate newcomers, new Americans into our community, it's important to understand their culture, and it's important for them to understand our culture. So that cross-understanding of cultures helps us to have a vibrant community. And a lot of the times, let me just give you one example. We all enjoy Mexican food. And we love tacos, quesadillas, and sometimes we think that's something very positive that migrants from Mexico bring to our community. But there's so many other wonderful aspects that come from migrants that sometimes we don't see until we come to a festival or we come to one of these events, that we can see the value of family, hardworking ethics, the knowledge, the celebration, of course, the culinary expressions, but music, dance, arts, everything. So the combination of all the different aspects of a culture being expressed in all the different ways helps us understand better, number one, why do we have new Americans coming to our area? Number two, what can we offer them in order to enhance not just their living here in our area, but enhance our overall community? Because we're better when we all work together and when we celebrate together.
It's a community.
Yes.
So how can people learn more about news from the Welcome Center and what's going on there?
Social media has been a very important outlet for the events that we have at the center. And we've been sending different, we have a newsletter that we've been sending to different organizations to help us showcase all the events that we're providing. Right now, because we're still in a new stage, we haven't had a big event to showcase our opening, because we're in the process of nailing down many of the initiatives that we're working on right now. But very soon we're going to have a warming for the center where everybody could be invited and come and see what we're doing with all these great activities for our migrant communities.
Okay, well, they can stay tuned on Facebook and et cetera. All right, well, thank you so much. Some really good information.
Well, thank you very much for inviting us. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to showcase the wonderful things that new Americans bring to our community. Thank you, Evansville. Thank you, the tri-state community, for that third and one most important reason, being welcoming to our migrant community.
It's good to know. Thank you. Now we're joined by Jelena Mosco of the Haitian Center of Evansville to talk about the Haitian community. Jelena, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Looking so lovely in your blue.
Thank you.
So why was the Haitian Center of Evansville created?
Well, the Haitian Center of Evansville was created, it's going to be 2 years in April. We started to see a lot of Haitians coming to Evansville, and I was being pulled in so many different directions. I've been living in Evansville for 25 years, and I've always interpreted for different organizations. So I didn't want to be pulled in so many directions, so I opened the Haitian Center just to help the community with the needs that they were pulling me for.
So are you kind of like a one-stop shop then, where the Haitian community can come in and find out what will they be doing?
So we are basically a resource for the Haitian community and the Evansville community. So we have a full-time staff that works there, and any Haitian person can come in, and she speaks Haitian Creole, and she'll be able to direct them towards the different community organizations that we can find resources for.
So how large is the Haitian population in Evansville, or the community?
So from what I was told when we started the center, we had about 6,000 Haitians here around surrounding the Evansville community. And now I think about close to 10,000.
Oh my.
So that's what I was told. But we did a few research, and since we've been open, we service about 3,000 Haitians. So we know there's a lot of people here.
So where are you located? How does somebody find you?
We are at on John Street, 501 John Street, the Enterprise Zone building, and we're right next to the Mets, which we were very strategic by placing the Haitian Center there, because we were close to a place where they can just get off the bus and come to us, and then Echo's right next to us too, so for the clinics.
So how do you, why do you think there's been such an increase in the Haitian population in the Evansville area?
Well, I don't know. After COVID, let's blame it all on COVID, right?
Okay.
We're blaming COVID. Well, after COVID, a lot of the manufacturer industries didn't have a lot of people to work for the community, so a lot of people started to migrate to Evansville because they were looking for jobs. And we are centrally located anyway, and we have people from all over the place coming to Evansville who's part of the Haitian community now.
So probably they were in other states, so they're not necessarily coming straight from Haiti to Evansville. They're probably coming from other areas as well, I'm guessing.
Absolutely. We have people who move here from Florida, Boston, Ohio, Chicago. So we have people from all over the place. I mean, I moved here from Florida when I was about 20 years old. So yeah, I mean, we have people from all over the place coming here.
So do you actually offer language classes, or what do you do?
We have English as a second language class at the center for our Haitian migrants, and we have some Latino people who join the class as well. And then we have computer literacy classes. We're starting that first class, actually. We're starting that this Friday to help the people know how to use the computer. We have a lot of people who come from Haiti who doesn't know how to use the computer, and this is the first time that they're learning these skills, so we offer those at the center just so we can help bridge these gaps.
Because you have to know how to use a computer now.
Yeah, especially to communicate with the schools and to even look for jobs. We're trying to help them navigate basically how to be part of the American culture.
Right.
Yeah.
So will the center be connecting with the new Immigrant Welcome and Resource Center, or how will that work?
Yeah, I mean, we are all here to collaborate. We are all immigrants, and I am part of the Immigrant Welcome Center. I was there for its inception. So we all work together just so we can make a better community for the immigrant community, and also the Evansville community to understand the immigrant communities as well.
Well, how do you think, talking about helping them understand the immigrant community, how do you think Evansville views the Haitian community in particular?
Well, I mean, for the most part, it's been positive. We have a lot of people who are curious about the Haitian community. There's a lot of history that Haiti have that the Evansville community, a lot of people don't know about, and our connection to America. So we do a good job by explaining our culture, how diverse we are, and how much we love the Haitian culture. Haitian people are extremely proud of their culture, and we make sure that we share that with the Evansville community.
I can only assume there are a lot of them who have fled because of so much unrest and And just natural disasters and unfortunate things that have happened. I mean, are there people who try to go back, or how does that work with the Haitians?
There have been so many unrest in Haiti. A lot of the people are running away practically for their lives. And I mean, I keep in contact with people in Haiti all the time. I have a school there that have children, and there's always been a lot of unrest, and a lot of these people are running. You can barely go to Haiti now. I mean, I used to go every other year to visit the school and the kids, and I haven't been able to go back for a while because of the unrest.
So how is your school surviving? Is it, I mean, what's the state?
I mean, they have their good and bad days. A lot of the things that these kids are facing, a lot of us adults wouldn't be able to face them, but they just go to school and just put it in the back of their head. This is a safe haven for them, so yeah.
I guess it becomes a norm.
Yeah, it's just become a norm. You know, one day they go to school and the next day they're like, oh, we can't go because there's unrest. So, and then they're just picked back up and go.
So do you think, are a lot of Haitians somehow hoping to come to the United States? I mean, is that
I mean, a lot of Haitians, I mean, a lot of us immigrants in general, I like to say, we are very displaced people because of the fact that there's a lot of unrest in some of our countries. We can't barely visit some family members that we have there. And a lot of people are coming here for a better life so they can provide for their families. My parents came here in the 80s so they can give me a better life. So it's been like that for a long time. And America is basically everyone around the world appreciate the fact that it's a land of opportunity,
right,
where you can come here and you don't speak a word of English, and then I can be sitting in front of you talking to you. So, see? It works.
So you were able to find those services to learn the English language?
Yeah, I came here, my parents came here when I was 3.
Okay.
And then I didn't come to the United States until I was 12. So I didn't join them until 9 years later.
Oh my gosh.
So when I came here, I didn't know how to speak a word of English. I was just like those, high school students that we have. I was in ESL classes trying to learn English, and I'd spend a lot of time reading and watching a lot of soap operas. So I learned how to speak English by doing all of that.
So how would you suggest people in the Evansville community keep up to date on what's going on at the center and find out about happenings and events?
Feel like with the center, we make a lot of headways. We always out there talking about what we do. We get involved in the community. We have events. We have this is our second Flag Day event that we had last year. Over 700 people showed up from the Evansville community. Just like the other immigrant communities, we enjoy our food, and we want people to try it. We are on social media. We do a lot of things. I do a lot of cultural training for the police departments and the sheriff and all of these different places. So we make sure we tell everybody about what we're doing, and if anybody want to learn about our center, they can always check on social media or call us or stop by and volunteer.
Stop by.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Well, thank you so much. It was very informative.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks to all of our guests for joining us to talk about the immigration resources in the Tri-State. Next week, we'll be discussing energy and utility savings. Thanks for watching WNIN Newsmakers.